Let the church say amen.
Amen.
We give thanks to our Father who is in heaven. We give thanks to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We give thanks to the Holy Spirit who leads, guides, keeps us. Amen. Thank God for this day He has allowed us to witness. Somebody didn't make it this morning. His love, His grace, and His mercy have allowed us to assemble here this morning. In spite of what you were going through, are going through, be so blessed that you were here this morning. And we ought not take that for granted. Certainly, I don't take it for granted. Sometimes we get in the habit of taking things for granted. But He has been so good to us, so kind, so loving, gracious, and merciful, that we ought to just praise Him every single day. Amen. Thank God for another opportunity to stand before you. I'm just being led by the Spirit. Because I can't do it myself. Because I mess it up. But thank God. Thank God for the Lord here, the deacons, mothers, and to this choir. And to each and every one of you that's present here today, God bless you. If you will, thank God for our ushers as well. Thank God for you for standing and welcoming. Because sometimes I know everybody ain't kind to you, but it's all right. Amen. I'd like to invite your attention to the 4th chapter of John. John, the 4th chapter. Those of us who is here Wednesday night came from this chapter. All right. You want to look at verse 20 and a few verses up under. John, the 4th chapter, beginning at the 20th verse. You found it, let it be known by saying amen. Amen. You need us to wait a minute, say wait a minute. Amen. We'll surely wait for you. John, the 4th chapter. Amen. John, the 4th chapter, beginning at the 20th verse. Verse 20. Our fathers worship this mountain. You say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Jesus said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when you shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. You worship, you know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. Verse 24, God is a spirit. They that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Amen. I want to talk this morning on this subject. All are welcome. All are welcome. May not make sense to you. All are welcome. We know that some places we're not welcome. Some groups we're not welcome. Certain people don't welcome. Even when you think about country club, some organization that you don't meet qualifications of that certain group or organization, you're not welcome. If your money don't match their money, you're not welcome. And someday, if you don't dress like we dress, you're not welcome. If you don't believe like we believe, you're not welcome. We find today in this story that is a pretty well-known story about Jesus having a conversation with a certain woman. A woman who had a reputation that wasn't a good reputation. And when most of the time when a person's reputation is not good, people have bad things to say about it. People don't want to be bothered with them. Not only that, people will not help them. We find in the story today that this woman had a reputation, and those around her looked down on her because of her reputation. But I know it's not like that in the church, is it? If truth be told, all of us had a reputation. Before we had a relationship, we had a reputation that wasn't a good reputation. But how are we to look down on somebody else with a bad reputation? How can you draw people when you look down on them because of their bad reputation? And see, you have to understand, God sits high and looks low, and knew each and every one of our reputations, but yet he did not shun us because of our reputation. And I found out in this one chapter that Jesus will meet you right where you are. We look at verse 4, and it says, and he must needs go through Samaria. Samaria was a place where there was a mixed race. If you remember, the Assyrians had captured the southern kingdom, the northern kingdom, and they mingled with these people. So, in other words, they began to marry the Syrians. And so the Jews felt that they wasn't good enough to be followers of God, in other words. And our God, you're not worthy to worship him because in other words, they felt that they had turned their backs, that they had traded and gave up what they knew to follow other gods. And see, Israel really couldn't talk because they worshiped idol gods as well. And idol worship hadn't stopped yet. Because any time you put things before God, that is an idol worship. You're serving your God. We take these cell phones. Sometimes we stare at them cell phones for hours. Even when you're driving down the road, you see people staring at their cell phone. But yet, 15 or 20 minutes, when we stand at the word, we get sleepy. We get tired. And when we get sleepy and tired, what do? Close it up. But yet all are welcome. All are welcome. God knew just how messed up each and every one of us were. And still are. But I'm glad that he'll meet you where you are. He goes on, he says, then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now he's meeting this woman at this well. Woman that had been shunned from society. Peter said that she would go in the heat of the day, just so she didn't have to be around anyone, because I guess she got tired of all the bad words that were said about her, all the people that paid her no attention because of her reputation. But all are still welcome. Even those that shunned her, even those who talked about her, even those who would not pay her any attention. But all are still welcome. All are still welcome. But Jesus has a conversation with this woman of Samaria. In verse 7 it says that he said, give me a drink. And notice that it was just Jesus and this woman. Sometimes we have to get us all to ourselves when nobody else is, when there be no distractions. Because sometimes when other people around, there are distractions. You can't focus on him. But Jesus knew what time of the day to go to the well. He knew who would be at the well. A woman with a reputation. A woman that he saw that was worthy of his help. Worthy of what he had to offer. A lot of times we have things to offer, but we won't give it. And know that somebody's in need. But I'm glad that Jesus wasn't like that. That he seen this woman. He knew her needs. He was willing to travel through Samaria. As he said, the Jews would not even travel through Samaria. And not only that, people would not even be caught with this woman because of her reputation. We try to exclude everybody that we can. Because if you go through the Bible, if you had some kind of sickness or whatever, a disease, you weren't allowed to go into the temple. Do you remember the man that sat outside the gate, beautiful, crippled? He wasn't allowed to go in because he had a defect. But I'm glad God don't look at us like that. But he welcomes us every single day. I may have messed up on yesterday, but he still got his arms stretched out. Said, come. Even when I done wandered off and left the faith, he still said, come on back, son. Come on back, daughter. Come on back, my child. Every single day, his arms are open for us to come running back. And I ain't ashamed to run back. I ain't ashamed to admit I failed, Father. I done wrong. I done wrong with my eyes. I done wrong with my mouth. I done wrong with my hands and my feet. All he's asking you to do is to acknowledge that you were wrong. Not that he's going to talk about you. Like you talk about other people. I remember that boy when he was over there on so-and-so street. Amen. When he was in so-and-so place. I remember that girl going in that place with that boy. Amen. But never willing to go to them in love and talk with them. They were just as wrong as she was. There was sin in their lives because they shunned this woman. But yeah, he have to get you along sometime where he can conversate with you, where there's no distractions, And Jesus said, give me to drink. She goes on to say, how do you ask me, a Samaritan, to give you a drink when we have no dealings with one another? You ought to be willing to give anyone, if you have, what they need. God has freely given us his grace. He's freely given us his mercy. And it all came through his son, Jesus. We didn't have to suffer anything. He suffered for all of us to welcome us in. Man was separated from God because of our actions. But yet, Jesus paid the price for you and I to be welcomed in. To see there's no other way to be welcomed in to the kingdom. All he was really talking to her about is becoming a part of the kingdom. Verse 10, Jesus answered and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that said to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. Living water. See, they were coming there she was there for her natural thirst. But Jesus was there to get that natural thirst quenched, but also to quench her spiritual thirst. All of us was thirsty at one time. A thirst that we could not quench. Only he could quench our thirst. But she was there for natural purposes. But Jesus was offering her something that she lacked. Something she really didn't understand or didn't know about, because nobody took the time to settle down and love and talk with her about her condition. I'm glad I had grandmothers and friends that prayed for me. Not only did they pray for me, they talked with me. We have to take time to talk to others. We have good friends that don't know the Lord. We have family members that don't know the Lord. But yet, what stops us from talking with them? What stops us from introducing them to this living water? Sometimes it's out of fear. Sometimes it may be I may not be able to answer their questions. Sometimes it may be they may not want to hear it. It might break our relationship. All we're saying is that we really don't care if that person die and go to hell. Because you have to understand, we're going somewhere when we leave here. And you have the choice where you wind up. It's either with the Lord or apart from him. It's your choice. Either way, he's given us an opportunity every day to take up this living water. One ought to thirst after God every single day of their life. But we're thirsting after everything else, and it's still not satisfying to us. All this is doing is making us go that much more after those things that does not quench our thirst. You know how sometimes you say, hey, nothing but water can quench my thirst. I can drink all the soda I want, but it still don't quench my thirst. But when I get a drink of water, oh, it quenches my thirst. Just like with the Lord, Once you get a taste of him, a drink of him, oh, how it satisfies the soul. Is there anybody in here that need their soul satisfied? Is there anybody here that need their soul healed? Is your ground dry right now? Do you need some water poured out on you? I'm talking about that water of the Holy Spirit, the Word of God. I need him every day. I need him every day. I need him every hour of the day, every second of the day, every minute, every hour of the day. I need the Lord. But sometimes I have some downs. I have some troubles. I have some dry spells. But oh, when I think about the goodness of the Lord, oh, won't he lift you up? You don't have to waste no time in trying to lift yourself up. Call on the name of the Lord. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? I know he'll do it. See, we always trying to figure things out instead of just trusting God. Notice in verse 11, she said, the woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? But I'm glad that Jesus don't give up on us. Because we're trying to find and figure out our own way. But won't he reach way down? He reach way down and pick you up. I don't care how deep-rooted you in sin. He's able to reach down there and grab you by your hand and pull you up out of all your mess. And he'll pull you away from some messy people too. Won't he do it? Then she had speculation about Jesus. Verse 12, are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us the well and drank thereof himself and his children and his cattle? Well, baby sister, let me tell you this. Before there was a who in a well, I was already here. That very well that you drank your water from, I made it. I give the water to fill it up. I give you what you need to fill you up. I'm the one that gave Jacob life. I'm the one that gives your father's life. I'm the one that gives you life if you accept me. Even out of our speculation of who he is, knowing that he is a great God. A God that can do all things but fail. There's nothing impossible for him. All things are possible with him if you're on his side. I don't know, somebody's finances may be dried up. But he can heal your finances. Somebody may be sick in their body, but he can heal you. Somebody may be depressed, but he can relieve you of your depression, your anxiety, your stress if you give it to him. And let him pour that living water on you. He's not going to force himself on you. But all are welcome. All are welcome. No matter how young, no matter how old you are, you're welcome. Jesus goes on in verse 13, said, whoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. Meaning that you're going to continue to come here. And you still going to be thirsty. Because you're trying to satisfy your physical need. And we all need water. We all need water. But I'm offering something that this well can't offer. I'm offering you life. I'm offering you love, joy, and peace. All those things. I'm offering it to you. In verse 14 said, whosoever drink of this water that I shall give him, not what mama can give, not what the preacher can give, not what the bishop can give. Nobody can give you this water but me. Only I, Jesus, can give you this water, and you'll never thirst again. He said it'd be like water springing up into everlasting life. Yeah. Who wouldn't want that water? I tell you who wouldn't want it. Only those that don't believe. Those that just don't have the faith to believe. No matter what happens before them, tragedies or whatever, they just won't believe. Right. Not like, even though she didn't understand, it caught her attention. Yeah. Because the woman in verse 15, she desired the water. Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. She still didn't understand. She was tired of coming to the well in the heat of the day. And probably along the way, people talked about it, said words, maybe even threw stones, but I don't know. But if you give me this water, I don't have to come here anymore. She didn't understand. Nobody took the time to explain to her. But Jesus was willing to take the time to sit down and have a conversation with her about water. You don't have to just start up with the word. But see, if you're there for the right reason and you're on a mission for the Lord, it'll eventually come up. I don't care how dirty a person talks or how mean a person is. But when the Holy Spirit comes in, the conversation will turn toward the living God. Then you can explain to them how I came. Or how you came. That I wasn't always this way. I was messed up. Just like you're messed up, I was messed up too. Sometimes we try to act like we've been holy all our life. But was just messed up from the flow up. But yet he still welcomed us. And he still welcomed each and every one this day in time. I'm glad that the ministry didn't stop right there, because he called 12 disciples. One was a betrayer, one betrayed him, but that didn't stop the ministry. That didn't stop them from going out to evangelize, to tell people about a dead, buried, and risen Savior. I'm glad that Jesus took the time with this woman, even in her understanding what others thought that it should be. Sometimes we look at people just because I know something and another person don't. Shouldn't look down on me. I don't know everything. I tell you that I don't know everything. There's some people sitting out in these pews that may know a little bit more than I know. Yet and still, we ought to take the time to tell somebody. Then as we tell them, try our best to live it. Jesus not only took the time to minister to this woman, but I have to tell you that he's all knowing. That he knows everything about you. There's nothing you can do in the dark and he don't know. You can't get off to yourself and ain't nobody else around and he don't know. You see, the woman, Jesus asked her about her husband. She goes up and says she didn't have a husband. And she had 5 husbands, and even the one she was with then was not her husband. But Jesus, even though he knows all about us, she didn't hide it. Some of us are hiding our sins because we don't want to be uncovered. But know this, that God sees all things. God knows all things. God hears all things. Sees all things. But we are hiding from man. Man, he can't put me nowhere. Just like he said that he, don't fear man who can destroy the body, but fear the Lord who can destroy both soul and body. And then he can place you where you righteously deserve to be. So in other words, just be truthful. Yeah, I messed up. Yeah, I messed up. And I need help. This woman needed help, but nobody took the time. But Jesus welcomes her. Then they go on to talk about worship. Sometimes we come in here and we think we truly worship. But far from it. Far from it. I often ask a question. Any church around here, no matter where it is, like who in this church, perhaps I'm a different race. First thing we do, give them a funny look. Some of these are doing what you doing. Just because skin ain't the same color, got on the pad jeans, or whatever. But we say we worship in spirit and in truth. Are we really worshiping in spirit and in truth? I'm just being real this morning. I'm just trying to help myself get better. Because you have to understand, we can come in here and have a problem with a brother or sister, but yet say I'm worshiping in spirit and truth. I don't think it mixes. I don't think it mixes. If I got a problem with a brother and sister, I ought to go to that brother and sister and try to make this thing right, where I can worship God in spirit and in truth. Because see, it does not matter where you are. Jesus tells us it doesn't matter whether you're here on this mountain or in Jerusalem, but those who worship me will worship me in spirit and truth. And he said that God seeks those who will worship him in spirit and truth. But I can't worship him if I got everything else going on in my head. I got unforgiveness in my heart. I don't like this brother, that sister just because. That's not worshiping in spirit and truth. Make it right. Make it right. Even if you go to that brother and sister and they don't want to receive you, you've done your part. I think we take this worship for granted. We take it for granted. As much as God has done for each and every one of us. He just brought us through some troublesome time, some sickness, some pain, some hardship. It was he that brought us, not we ourselves. That ought to make us much more want to worship him just because of who he is. Our creator. The one who sustains us daily. The one who gives us blessings we don't even deserve. Making a way out of no way. Keeping me through danger seen and unseen. but still you're all welcome. Because if you give in, he'll change. Is there anyone standing in need of a change, a transformation? Is there somebody here today that needs to be changed? I know you might have been in church for 20 or 30 years, but still you need a change. You need a transformation. I don't need to be bandaged up. I need to be made whole. I need to be cleaned up, Jesus. I need you to get in this mind of mine, in this heart of mine, to change the way I think, change the words I use, change how I treat people. Put your love on the inside of me. Is there anybody that need a change? This woman stands in need of a change. And Jesus is right there. You know somebody that needs a change. And he's put you in the path. Are you willing to share with them? Are you willing to love on them? Are you willing to pick them up when they're down? Are you willing to help them in any way that you're able to help them? Oh, I want to be more like Jesus. Every day of my life. Oh, it gets hard sometimes. But it's possible. If you put your trust in him. I need a change. Do anybody else in here need a change? I know you've been coming to church regularly, but still had a change taking place on the inside. I might put on a new suit every now and then, but still messed up. I might put on a new dress and look good on the outside, but messed up on the inside. Is there anybody in here that need to be clean from the inside out? Because see, just because you got on a sharp suit or a pretty dress, that don't change the inside. Only God can change the inside. Only he can work on the inside and make that transformation. Only he can do it. But all are welcome, no matter how messed up you are. No matter what you've done on last night. No matter what you've done this morning. You're welcome. Because see, nobody in here can keep you out of the kingdom unless you allow them to keep you out of the kingdom. The very one Jesus. He's calling your name today. He can do that. He's the one that took those nails for your lying, your cheating, your anger, your foolishness, your shortcomings, all your shortcomings. He hung out there on Calvary cross. For each and every one of us. Because he knew we had a reputation. And all our reputation was bad. Didn't have no goodness in us. Didn't have no life in us. Didn't have no light in us. But he came. He hung on the cross. He died. Early. On that Sunday morning. He got up. All power. To erase your bad reputation. Gave you a new life. And is able to give you a new life after you have been accepted. So if you need that living water, if you're thirsty, you can come. Doors of the church. So. You're here today. You don't know him. You can come. You may be trying to satisfy your soul, but yet you find nothing that you do. No matter the amount of things that you possess, still there's a void. But Jesus wants to fill that void and give you that peace, to give you that joy, to give you the fruit of the Spirit. I thirsted the one in my life. 28 long years. And I'm glad that he met me. And you know what? Before I accepted him, I found myself in some conditions that people wouldn't even want to be bothered with me. I'm driving down the highway, messed up. But yet, he was right there. You can't tell me that he's not real. A man that was drunk, driving, speeding, but yet, he was on my mind. Never got pulled over by the police. But I'm not telling you to do that now. But yet, he loves you. All of us got some stories in here. We was in a certain condition, but he was still right there calling. All at the same time. In your messed up situation, he was calling you. And you know what? That's why you're here today, because he was calling you. I believe it was the prayer of those saints before us, by them planting seeds. Some of it went in and went out, but some of it did hard. But if you're here today, you can come. Today is the day of salvation. I see that there is none.